Debbie with Taylor by Debbie. Today I'm going to show you how to make an adorable farmhouse style wreath, and we're going to use 2 of the Dollar Tree frames. They come in different colors, and I wanted to use the silver tone so it would match what we're doing today. I'm just going to cut the tag off. And these are from the Dollar Tree. And this I got at Hobby Lobby. It is chickenwire ribbon, and it's $2.99 when it's not on sale. This week their ribbon was 40% off, so I got 40% off of that. Bought a couple just because I don't know how much we're going to need. And then it's optional if you want to add a sign. I just have a wood sign that we've got the word farmhouse on. And then you're going to need some plastic eggs, and I bought these from Dollar Tree back at Easter, but you can also buy them from Amazon. You're going to need probably about 18, so 3 of these total if you get them from the Dollar Tree. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I want to paint these eggs to look more like farmhouse eggs, and what I do when I'm painting, I just took one of these Dollar Tree like aluminum pans, and I glued some pieces of styrofoam into them, and then I take these skewers that I bought at the Dollar General for, oh gosh, $1 for a pack, and I'm not sure how many came in a pack, but it was like 50 or so. And then I just stick them in the styrofoam. And these eggs already come with a little hole on the bottom, so I just stick them on here, and then we're going to paint them. You could take them outside and spray paint, whatever you want to do. Okay, just going to put them on these little skewers, which will make it so much easier. Then you can just, if you wanted to, you can pick it up while you're painting it and then stick it in here to dry. Okay guys, now we have all of our eggs on our painting stand that we set up here, and I'm just going to take each egg and we're going to paint it with Waverly chalk paint. I just want kind of a natural looking brown egg, so we're going to paint them this sandstone color, kind of a tan, not really brown. Take the lid off. We've already shook the paint. I'm just going to take one of these daubers, and I'm going to paint from the top down. Okay. Probably going to take a couple coats. Now I'm going to jump ahead in the video, and I'll show you what they look like once we're done painting them. Okay, now once you have gotten a couple of coats on your egg, to give it the egg texture, I've just shook the paint again. Oop, I need to shake it a little more. It already went off my lid. I like to work off my lid. Get some paint on the lid, and we're still working with this sponge pouncer. And you can see the texture on this pouncer. So if we take it and pounce that onto the egg, it's going to give your egg texture as if it's a real egg. I don't know if you can see that well on camera or not. And it's also going to take away any brush strokes that you might have had from, you know, wiping down the egg with the pouncer. So we're just going to do that. And y'all, it goes pretty fast. It does not take that long, but that's going to make this look like a realistic egg once it's dry. So I'm going to go ahead and do that to all the eggs, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so now we have 2 coats of the paint on there, and then I took and pounced a coat of paint onto the eggs, and they're completely dry. And the next thing I want to do is I want to speckle the eggs. So I've taken a couple of paper towels and I crumpled it up and then laid it out so that when I put the eggs down on there, it holds the eggs and keeps them from rolling you know, rolling around on the paper towel or on the surface. And then we're going to take some of the Waverly chalk paint in the color ink, and I watered it down just a little bit, and I'm going to dip my brush in the lid and get some paint on this lid. I mean on this, it's a stiff black bristle brush, and then I've got a glove on because I'm going to be touching this bristle. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take it and I'm going to kind of splatter the paint, okay? You just take the brush and just kind of let the bristles flick down, and that paint is going to splatter onto the eggs and make them look like speckled eggs, okay? You can do it as little or as much. If you need more paint, just dip it, and then just, I like to do it where the seam is side to side on the egg, and just kind of flick it onto your egg, and it makes them look speckled. Okay, just like that. It's so easy, y'all. Just gonna take it, and I've got the parchment paper down as well. I'm gonna turn this one. The seam is kind of in the middle. Okay, I'm just gonna flick the bristles. And I'm just taking my finger and, you know, coming across them and flicking the paint, basically. Okay. So easy. And it really does make them look like speckled eggs on the shells of these eggs. Okay. Just kind of move it around as you're doing it. A little bit more over here. You just kind of hold the brush over whichever egg you want to speckle. And then just flick the bristles of the brush with your finger. I probably added a couple tablespoons of water, and I have about that much paint left in the bottom of this, so if it's new paint you may not need to add any water to it. Mine was just a little bit thick. Okay, and then you're going to let that side dry, and then we'll turn them over and speckle the other side. I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, so now we have them speckled on one side. They dried, and we turned them over, and we're just going to speckle the other side. All right, now we've got our eggs all speckled, and we're going to move on to our next step. We're going to take our 2 frames, and we're going to take one of them, put it upside down, and then we're going to lay our eggs, and we want to put the prettiest side of the egg facing down. Okay, so just look at it and determine which part you think is the prettiest part of the egg and put it down. And it's okay if you go over the crossbars. We're just going to go around. See, I got a big black spot there, so we're just going to go around this and picking the best side of the egg. We're going to put them down. Okay, after you have your eggs all laid in here in the frame the way you want them, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take our Excelsior and lay it on top of our eggs around the wreath. Okay, and this is going to be the back of the wreath, and the Excelsior is just going to be kind of peeking out from around the eggs. A little bit messy, but it's kind of fun too. Okay, just lay it down. It's going to be a little bit messy, which is to be expected. We need just a little bit more in a few places. Just kind of want it peeking out from behind the eggs. Uncurl that piece. Just sit it right there. Okay, I think that looks good. And you're going to take your other frame and you're going to put it, you want to line up your crossbars and you're just going to set it on top of that, okay? And then just kind of try to tuck in, holding it, and kind of try to tuck in the Excelsior a little bit. Just kind of tuck it in the best you can. All right, and get up any that's kind of loose. You can take some scissors and cut the pieces that are long and really hanging out. Just give it a little trim. Not too worried about it right now. Just kind of tucking it in, taking any loose pieces, putting them back in our bag, because we can use this for other projects. Again, any really long pieces, you can trim them off. All right, now we're going to take our chicken wire ribbon. I'm going to start unrolling it. And this is very sharp, y'all. So you need to be very careful when you use this, not to cut yourself with it. Just going to cut this zip tie off where it has the price tag. Trying to be really careful not to cut the chicken wire. Just cut the plastic part. And you can pull that off and then remove the little piece of paper that they have there on the end. And you want to kind of unroll it all the way. Again, be very careful because these will poke you. Okay, then we're going to take this and we're going to start wrapping it around the wreath. Okay, you just want to start. This is the back of the wreath, so we're going to lift this up. We're going to bring it under the wreath. We're going to take these little things that are sticking out on the end of our chicken wire and come over here to the second bar and just kind of fold them under, so that'll hold it and keep it from pulling off, coming, unrolled, as we're going to be rolling this around the entire wreath frame. We're just going to wrap it around and around, overlapping about halfway, and hold your wreath together as you're doing this so those eggs don't fall out, okay? Just wrapping very carefully, making sure you're holding with this hand right here. I'm holding this wreath frame together so those eggs will not fall out, and then you're just wrapping, overlapping, just making sure you have at least a ½ inch overlap. And this is about a 2-inch wide chicken wire ribbon that I got at Hobby Lobby, again, in case y'all missed that. We're just going to continue to wrap this while holding the wreath together all the way around the wreath. So I'm going to speed up the video and we'll be right back. All right, we're at the end, and it only took one roll to go around this 14-inch wreath frame. So we're going to come around until we run out of chicken wire. And then we're going to take these end pieces and fold them down around that second to the outer frame, or wherever you end up when you're wrapping yours. Tuck it in wherever you can find space. You might need to take your needle nose pliers and help push it down in between where you need to go. You're just going to take it and bend it down around that second or whichever bar you end up at, okay? Just going to take it and bend it down around that bar, and that's going to hold that chicken wire on this wreath. Just make sure you get all those little ends, poke them down and bend them under the second to the last bar, or again if it's coming out in a different place as you're finishing up. And then we're just going to wipe up the rest of the Excelsior, and y'all look how cute this is. Now that we have finished putting the eggs and the Excelsior inside of our frame, we are going to attach our sign. And I have this Farmhouse sign that I want to put in the center here. I think I'd like it better in the center, so I'm going to put it on here. And to attach it, what I'm going to do, and this is a sign that I've used for different things, so it's got several prior staple holes in here, but I'm just going to fold my pipe cleaner in half to find the center and turn it this way so I can see. I'm going to line up the center of the pipe cleaner with the center of my arrow staple gun. I bought this at Walmart. And then I'm just going to put a couple of staples on there to hold that on. And I'm going to do that in all four corners. Okay, now we're going to take our Farmhouse sign and determine where we want to put it. And I want to put it across from each other where these crossbars are, so we'll have something, you know, to center where we want to put it. And I'm just going to use my yarn needle. I buy these at Walmart. I'm going to use my yarn needle, and I'm going to take both pieces of the pipe cleaner and stick them through. Okay, and then once I get this far, I'm going to put one piece of the pipe cleaner on this side of that bar, the inner ring bar. Okay, and you might need your pliers to pull it through, but usually you can just kind of take it and stick it through. It's just easier to pull them both through at the same time, and then split one on either side of where you want to put them, okay? And you're going to have a little bit of crossover, because to get the sign centered, you know, you're not going to be able to pull those straight up where this sign is made. Flip it over.
And now I'm going to do the same thing on the other three sides, and we're just going to twist the pipe cleaners to secure and then trim them off.
Okay, so there we have our Farmhouse wreath with our sign on it. And the next thing we're going to do is make a bow. We're going to make a different kind of bow for this wreath. Still going to use my Easy Bow Design Pro. but we're going to use it in a little bit different way. Okay, I'm going to use these different ribbons, and each of these I cut to 12 inches. Okay, I've got 2 of each one. Some of that Excelsior's coming out. 2 of each one. And I have different colors, and you can use whichever type of ribbon that you like. And this is wired ribbon, but I don't think it would have to be wired ribbon for this type of bow. But I have 5 different types of ribbon here. 2 of each cut 12 inches long. And now we're going to dovetail the ends. And to do that, I'm going to do them 2 at a time. You just put your 2 pieces of ribbon together, fold it in half like a taco. And then we're going to take a pair of scissors, and we're going to cut up at an angle from the folded edge over to the open edge. And determining how angled you cut will decide how angled that your dovetails are. And you'll just have to practice this. You can also cut from the top open end down at an angle, whichever way you like to do it, whichever way you find is easiest for you.
I'm going to speed up the video and cut the ribbon tails on the rest of the ribbon.
Okay, now that we have all of our dovetails cut, I'm just going to take each piece and fold it in half to find the center. And I'm going to start with a black ribbon on the bottom. Okay. And we're just going to layer these. And kind of try to split them a little bit. I've done this so long I can kind of tell where the center is on the ribbon, but if you have not, then you can just fold it in half, you know, to find where the center is.
And I'll continue this until all of the ribbons have been placed into the bow maker.
Cleaner. So I'm just going to take another pipe cleaner, fold it in half. Okay, but before we take this off, I want to attach this and these beads to it as well. Okay. This is a new idea to me, kind of trendy. I really like it. So I'm just going to tie this string of beads that I made. I just tied knots on each end and then frayed the pieces of jute on each end. I'm just going to tie that around the beads. And then once we put this out, pull all these up, keep them kind of stacked together, just like we do with our regular bows. Twist it really tight on the back, around a few times. Get this out of the way. All right, now I want to take this jute beaded hanger and tie it on the back here several times, like so. I think I want the beads to kind of go to the sides of it. And then we're just going to kind of pull out our ribbons so that we can see them all. Bring our wreath back over, and we have our 2 pipe cleaners. Just going to tie this jute couple more times so it won't come off. Cut that off. And we're going to take these 2 pipe cleaners, just like we did before. This time I'm going to do one at a time though, because I believe I want to do one at the top of this second inner bar and then the other coming down through here. Okay, so we're just going to go down through there with one, and once it comes through over here, we'll just kind of fold it over to hold it, and turn it back over, and we're going to find our other pipe cleaner, and we want to come down over the second outer bar, so to give it something secure to attach the bow to. Okay. But when we're coming up through here, we want to make sure we come on the outside of that second bar as well, so we have something to anchor these 2 pipe cleaners to. Okay, let's turn it back over. Make sure again this is where we want our bow. I think I'm going to have those beads coming down behind the tag, and I believe a button or something right there is going to look really cute. I'll have to see what we have in our stash. Okay, just kind of pull all these around and apart. And again, I usually do my final bow fluffing once I hang the wreath up, so we'll do that. Okay. We're going to go ahead, turn it back over, and secure the bow down. Again, about 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch. And we'll just take that little piece and stick it down inside the wreath. Turn it back over. Okay, I see I need to reverse these 2 so it won't be upside down. That one's good, and that one's good. Okay, well, that one's upside down too. If you have a patterned wreath ribbon on your wreath, you just need to make sure you watch those patterns. Okay, I think what I want to do is cut the ones that are, I want to have different lengths of ribbon and have them get gradually larger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut the ones on top shorter. Okay, and I think that will help us be able to see all the different patterns of ribbon that we have. Alright, I just found a nice large round black button, and I'm just going to take it and hot glue it right here on our wreath. Kind of give that bow a finished touch. But guys, that's all there is to it. You can add a hanger if you want to. I suggest you loop it through one of the bars, though not the chicken wire, or you can just hang it, from the base here if you have a wreath hook. I hope you give this a try. If you do, I'd love for you to tag me in your post so I can see how yours came out. And if you're not already subscribing to my channel, please like and subscribe. And click the bell so you'll always be notified when I put out new videos. Thank you so much, y'all. Have a blessed day.